Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. We are on our Friday night mini class, which is our rainbow class, and we'll start in just a little bit. There I am. Okay, so we'll start in just a little bit. So what's going to happen, last night we did a live sale on the Comment Sold, and you know what, I'm going to throw one in again tonight, but this one's just like super quick because I want to test out variants. So that's when I enter a product in and there's like 9 different colors. So I just want to do that with 2 items. So like I said, super quick. But then you guys can see how to type in the variants and I can see how they show up. So this is kind of like an unannounced thing, and I'm using you all on my class page to do that, but you guys actually get to buy ahead of everybody else. So on Saturday. So, but you're also helping me figure out, what's going on. So if you want to stay on after class, just give me a couple minutes. I'm going to pop back on and we will try it one more time. I can tell you that it's with little swatches of Miri Sparkles and Miri Lava, because Ron normally has those up by the cash register. They're normally like right to the right by the cash register, the little 25 count packs, and he just takes them and packages them up. So, but they have variants because I have, like 8 different colors or 7 or whatever it is. So I just want to kind of test that out. So if you want to hang out after just for a little bit and help me test that, that would be wonderful. So anyways, are there any questions about Comment Sold? I think it went pretty good for most people. We had a few glitches with people not being able to register and things like that. Oh, the one thing, and I should have answered this on my regular, and I'll touch base about this tomorrow, but if you do type something in and you type it wrong, it just won't go through. So I can't really help you fix that. You just need to post another comment with the correct number. And if you type a wrong number and it actually does go into your cart, then you can just remove it from your cart. So no big deal. But yeah, I can't really change that. You just have to be super quick then and type it in one more time. And then if something's in your cart that you don't want, you can just take it out of your cart. Not a big deal. So anyways, can you order from the Comment Sold while it's live, or can you do that when you watch the replay? You can do that when you watch the replay if the items are left. Okay, if they're sold out, then you can't. But you can do it from the replay. And I wasn't actually sure about that, but then it happened when I did that test the other night. An order came through a couple days later for it when we did the test, the very, very, very first test we did, and somebody ordered a few days later. So yes, if the item is left, you can order from the replay. Now eventually I'm going to go back and I'm going to unlink all of the products in that, so it won't be like a forever thing, but for at least a few days after the lives you can go and order from the replay.
Valerie Brown said she did type it into the replay and did get things last night that were on wait list. So
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah.
she got on wait list.
Or she got waitlisted. Okay, yeah. So yes, you can do it from the replay. You'll get either waitlisted, or if the item is left, then you'll get it. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, eventually, I'll go and I'll unlink all those products. I'll probably leave them up, active for probably about a week if there's items left. So anyways, thank you for joining me and putting up with all this new technology and me figuring it out. And but I think it's going pretty good. So anyways, let's start class. And Mom, can you click on the overhead?
Yep. There you go.
Okay, so today we're doing the mini rainbow class, which is this class kit and then these 2 cards. We're going to start with the triple tier slider. So if you want to pull that kit out, go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to put the Just Smile off to the side. And then I'm going to put our little mini rainbow kit off to the side. And we are going to talk triple tier slider. Well, actually, when you pull it out, you have a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pieces in there. You are first going to get out, you have the two longer pieces that have the slits in them. And then there is a 3x4 piece. Actually, let's just lay these all out just to make sure we have everything. Okay, so on this top one, and you don't have to put everything on there, but let's just lay out our pieces, and it looks like they're mostly in order. Okay, so just kind of lay them out, and then we'll go to the next tier. There we go. Yeah, so just kind of lay them out, make sure you have everything. Now, if you're missing something, I will get it to you. Never fear. And then this top blank one is our piece that is on the top. And the yellow. And the happy day. And then you should have two of these pieces. And then these you don't have to take out. Now on my sample right here, I have a pink oval. It looks like at some point I must have changed my mind and I did a green oval. So, or maybe there's some pink and some green, I don't know. But, so all of these you don't need quite yet. So we're gonna set those off to the side. Now we can, if you want, I did brush blend. There's a little bit of yellow brush blended on these top two white layers and a little bit on my Believe in rainbows. So I'm gonna do that first. If you wanna join me, you can. So get my two big pieces out of the way, just because you want to brush blend them before you actually assemble anything. So on this piece, on this oval, and on this one, if you want to brush blend, you can do that with me now. And I think I forgot to say that in the supplies needed, but you needed all of your blending brushes and inks for our other card anyways. So you should have this handy. I always start, now if you're new to class, if you're not new to class, you've seen this before, but I always start with my thumb behind the brush head and I go in a circular motion to pick up color, and I do press on there pretty hard just to load my brush. I always start off to the side and then I circular motion to put it down. And I'm just doing it lightly. You do as much color as you want. You know, you can go in as far as you want, you can go as dark as you want. I just didn't like the stark white on there. So you do you. Okay, so there we've got that. Then I'm going to do it on this piece. Now you do lose a little bit on the bottom, so don't be really anal about getting it all over the bottom perfect, because you don't see that bottom part. And here I'm doing it on the bottom anyways. No. And then when I did my brush is really big to do my oval, so I've started just taking my blending brush and using that kind of like a sponge around it, because I found that I went in too far using the big blending brush, which is what I have my yellow in. So I started just doing it like this way, kind of like a little sponge. And if you have questions, just ask. My mom will stop me and we'll have a little chitty chatty.
Cut right in.
So that was our brush blending, if you wanted to do it. So now we are going to, and actually let's go here next, just in case you get to putting all your layering pieces together. So I lied when I said you wouldn't need this now, but we're gonna just pull our brick rack out. And I used Scotch tape to put this together, believe it or not. So I'm going to show you what I did, and the reason we're going to do this first is because you want to snip these ends off before you attach your layers together. So we're just going to put this rickrack part on there and then snip it off, and then we'll go on to our triple tier slider. So what I did was I kind of laid my colors out the way I want them, the way the color of the rainbow goes. And you can attach these any way you want. And if you want to put glue on the back of them and just attach them right onto your card, you have at her. You do you. But I'm just going to show you what I did, because I didn't feel like dealing with glue. So I took my rickrack, set them up, and I turned them over to the back. So now I've got them facing down, and I just took Scotch tape, a little bit of Scotch tape, and attached them together from the back.
Is there a right or wrong side to that?
There is a right or the wrong side. You can see one side is more, has the stitch more pronounced on it. Okay, so I just took a little bit of Scotch tape and I just kind of held those together on the back, because then I didn't have to deal with gluing them down individually. Oh, this one I probably did. Let's make sure that fits.
So you could probably lay them face down to begin with and wouldn't have
Yeah,
to
you could
worry
lay
about-
them face down to begin with. Then you don't have to worry about flipping them over.
Yeah.
I just kind of, I don't know. I just needed to see it. Just a me thing. Okay, so yeah, I just used a little bit of Scotch tape on the back to hold them together. Totally up to you. If you have a different way of building your rickrack or your rainbow, rickrack rainbow, you just knock your socks off. But I kind of held them together like that because then I could take my tape gun, and you know how I all love my big tape gun a lot. So if I held them together with Scotch tape, bam, I can use my big tape gun. And then for placement of this, you do just kind of want to make sure, if you want your oval centered, that you place that, you know, I had my oval kind of overlapping my rainbow just a little bit. I mean, it's not crucial, so you can just place it wherever you want, but so it'll kind of sit about like that. But now we can turn it over to the back and we can snip off our the rest of our rickrack that's extending over. Because of the rickrack pattern, you didn't want to just trim them all individually because they might not line up then. So that's why we needed to put our rickrack together first. So then we could trim it all to the edge of the white. I just didn't want you to get your white layer down and then go like, oh crap, now I need to attach my rickrack. So that's why we did that first. So now I'm just going to talk about the triple tier slider for a minute. While you guys might be finishing up what you're doing, I have my little demo pieces. So we have them as tiers. Okay, so these are our, and you know what? I'm almost sure when they cut them too wide. So the ones in your kit, I think they cut a little bit too wide. They should be a little bit narrower. So if you want, I think we should really cut these down. I'm going to get my ruler. Yeah, these should be like 5/8 of an inch, and right now they're about an inch. So we're going to cut a little bit off there. If you have a straight trimmer, just go and chop off about 1/4 of an inch of that. I'm just going to cut it. And then I'm going to have to talk to my people in the back because, yeah, they're a little bit wider than what they should be. If they're that wide, then you won't be able to pull up as much on it. So you're going to lose more of your picture. So
Rhonda Burt says she's missing the white tier.
okay, well, Brenda, who's missing the white tier, you could just skip that on my original sample. I forgot to put it on. So you could either cut one that's slightly bigger, or you could just skip that. It's not going to hurt it physically at all if you just skip the white tier. Or the white, you can just start with the yellow. But on your little inserts, I apologize for this, go and trim just a little bit off. Again, not totally crucial, but you'll lose a little bit more of what pulls up. Like you'll be about 1/4 of an inch less that's going to pull up there. So your tiers just won't be as big. So if you don't want to cut them, you don't have to, but technically they're supposed to be a little narrower. So anyways, we have the 3 tiers. The top one, or the bottom one, the middle one, and the top one. Okay, and then you have your 2 little slider things that I said that they're a little bit wider than what they should be, so you can trim them, or you can just leave them. And when you're laying them down, so you're going to lay them down in front of you, and you are going to put the bump side down, which will put your tape tabs on your right side, and your slits will be on the left side. The reason I do this so specifically is because there's a bigger space on the bottom of both the bottom tier and the top tier. So when this pulls up, your smaller space is at the top, which allows it to pull up higher. If you had this bigger space at the top, so say you had this flipped over like that, and you had your bigger space at the top, you're going to lose even more of that picture. Okay, so that's why you set it up this way. So I want you to do that right now. You're going to set it up, your 3 tiers, with your bump side down, your tape tabs on the right, and then your top tier is just right here. And Brenda, if you're missing yours, don't worry, you can just start with your yellow piece. So now you are going to start layering. So just like I have mine layered here, the layers that we kind of set out earlier, you can just start taping everything down. So we're going to tape these 3 down there, these 3 right here, and then either these 2 or 3. Now before you attach these top tiers, I used to stick this just on the back, but I found that sometimes when I slide up and down, it just gets caught a little bit. So I started sticking my oval, or the thing that's pulling up and down, in between 2 layers, because then it's nice and smooth and it doesn't ever get caught on anything. So the one thing that you want to be weary of when you are putting your oval in is this is all going to fit in an A6 envelope. So if you have your oval sticking up too far, it's not going to fit in the envelope. So I usually go a little bit less than half for your oval. So just kind of be aware that this oval cannot stick up too high or it won't fit in your A6 envelope. So go ahead and start attaching pieces. I'm going to attach 2. So I'm just going to start taping here. Otherwise, you guys are going to get way ahead of me. Oh, our class winner from last night, Patty, she picked number 3 on my list. Number 3 on my list was Barbara Joy. So Barbara Joy, you have a prize that will be coming with your order. So you are our other class prize winner from last night. Are you watching with us right now, Barbara? If you are, give a shout out to Patty, because she picked number 3. And my class list isn't in any type of order. It's actually in the order that you ordered your class kits in. So it's by date order, so it's really a random one.
Yay for the winners, yeah.
So for tonight's prize, I am wondering if anybody is related to,
Barbara Joy says, thank you, Patty.
yep. So I'm wondering if anybody has a relative, and this would be a child, a parent, a brother, sister, whose name is Everett or Rhett. Everett or Rhett, because that is what our new grandson is named. So I'll give you a few minutes because I know you guys are working, but if anybody is related to an Everett or Rhett, let me know because you're going to win a prize. And I know none of you are named that, just because I see the class list.
How about Evie for the female version of that? Nope, but nice name.
Everett or Rhett, or else I'll give out the next name, which happens to be one of my children's names. So again, I'm just building my layers, and I'm going to attach my oval in between. Attach my oval in between 2 layers, and don't put it up too high.
Nice name, Patty says, but you two are the winners with the new baby. Yeah, we are.
His middle name is more common. So let's go with his middle name, but if,
Okay, wait a minute, there's some,
Oh,
there's a
hang on.
reply here, and I'm not sure, because I can't get to it. My daughter's, something is, my daughter's IEC niece, maybe that's what she's saying. I don't
oh,
know.
Laura Plummer, you've got a little bit of a typo going on there.
I can't make it
We're not sure what you're saying.
My daughter's niece-in-law is having a baby in June, and a man's Rhett.
Well, that's pretty close. So let's just give, I said Rhett, R-H-E-T-T. Oh, your nephew is Brett. That's close. Because I'm actually a Brett Favre fan. But let's go with Laura Plummer, who has the niece that is having a baby named Rhett. So Laura, you are going to win today's prize. And I want you to pick a number between 1 and, let's see, pick a number between 1 and 77. So Laura, pick a number between 1 and 77.
Pick a number between what?
1 and 77. And then we'll do this again tomorrow, but I'm not sure what I'm going to ask tomorrow.
Please pick a number.
So I'm still working. I've been blabbing. You guys are probably done.
1 and 77.
So again, you should have your your bumps down.
Oh, 13. She picked 13. That's my lucky number.
13. The winner is Donna Lyons O'Hara. Donna, are you with us tonight? If you are, congratulations, you're a winner of a prize too. Okay, now that we have these, and I'm just going to talk for a little bit, and I'm going to go to, yeah, I'll just wait. So we're going to put this big one aside. So we're going to start with our middle.
Oh, Donna says, yay.
Our middle and our top tier. Okay. So we are going to flip this over. So you have your middle tier and your top tier right now. And now you do need your little inserty type things. And we are going to flip it over. So now our bumps are up and our tape tab is on our left side. You are going to take the, I gotta color this, hang on. You guys are used to me having everything colored and I didn't color ahead of time. I should have colored on both sides. You're not coloring yours, that's just me. I get the special colored ones. Okay, so there's two scores on here. And we have our slits that are right here. Oops, our slits are right here. Then let me go to scores. Scores are right. We have 3 scores on here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to take our tape tab. We're going to feed it through the slits. Okay, feed it through the slits. We're going to fold. We're going to put tape on top of it and then fold this other side over. So then our band will slide up and down. But we're going to put it in the down position. Okay, so I'm going to do that with mine. So we're going to take our band, we're going to feed it through the slits, we're going to fold our tape tab over, put tape on top of our tape tab, and fold our other one over and it'll attach. So let me do that with mine. So I'm going to take my scored band, I'm going to slide it through, fold it over. I'm going to put tape right here, and then I'm going to fold my band over. You don't want to get extra tape hanging out, so if you have any extra tape, you just want to roll it in. I'm just going to put that over. So now you can see my little band. There's my band. And my band slides up and down the slits. But I'm going to put it all the way in the down position. Okay, all the way in the down position. Now we're going to take our this one, our top one, and we're going to end up putting tape right here, and this ends up attaching onto that. So you can put tape on top of our band, and then it does end up sliding up and down, but we want to start with it in the down position. And I usually put tape on the top edge of that. Sometimes, depending on your piece, especially Brenda, who might be missing her white, if we line that up, you'll see a little bit of that pink down there. So I usually put the tape closer to the top edge of that. So go ahead and put tape on it. And you are going to attach this piece. It's going to be flush the top here, flush to the top edge right here. And it's going to be centered left to right. Okay, So flush to your top edge, centered left to right, and it will attach to your little band. Okay, so then we need to fold. But when we want to be very careful when we fold, because if we just go to fold it, it's going to want to fold on our slits there. So you want to kind of put your hand behind it and make sure you fold on that score. So you're going to fold in on that score, but do it gently because you don't want to end up folding on the slit. So you want to make sure you fold on the score and you're going to fold in. Now we're just going to pick it up and look at it because you should see your image from your middle tier, and when you pull up you should see your top tier. That's how you know it's working. Then we're going to go and we're going to fold on our tape tab and tape on top of our tape tab. So we're going to run tape along here. So again, we fold our tape tab in, and then we put tape on it, and then we fold that over, and it ends up attaching right here. So you're going to put tape on top of your tape tab, and then you're going to fold it in on the score, and that ends up attaching right here. Give it a good push, and then again you can test it. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, so the exact same procedure with our first tier. So we started out with our first tier face up. We're going to take it, flip it over, and now we have our bumps are up. So our bumps are up. I can't draw very straight. We have our 3 bumps. We have our slits. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. So we're going to take our band, slide it through your slits, fold in, put tape on top of your band, and fold that over. And this makes your band that slides up and down. And you did this once already, so you're probably way ahead of me. So I slide my band through, fold my tape tab over, put tape on top of my tape tab, fold my band over, and that makes a paper, like it's like a big paper loop, kind of like what we did with the magic card where we made a little paper loop. This makes a big paper loop. Then we're going to put tape on here. So tape on top of our band, and again we're going to attach this face up. So the top of it right here is flush with the top right here. Make sure our band is at the bottom of our slits. Put tape on top of our band. Take our tier, this is our tier 1 and 2. We have this top edge, we want that flush with this top edge and centered left to right. So center it left to right, flush with the top edge, and then it's going to stick to our band. Okay? So you should be right here. So the next thing you're going to do now is when we folded that in. And you want to be very careful. So remember, if you've just willy-nilly folded in, you might fold on that slit. So you want to really be cautious to fold on that score. So you're going to, I actually just put my fingers right behind here and I kind of cover up that slit so I make sure not to fold at that slit. So I'm putting my fingers back there and kind of finding that score and folding it over. And now again, we can pick it up and make sure it works. Okay, so we're going to turn it back over. Just if you did that, just kind of make sure everything's in there straight again. Fold it over at the score. And then you're going to, this is our tape tab. Again, we fold at this score. And we're going to put tape on top of our tape tab. Oops, went a little bit off. So I'm going to put tape on top of our tape tab. And then I'm going to fold at this score, fold it over, and it's going to attach right here. So that will end up attaching right here. So again, we folded our tape tab in, we put tape on top of our tape tab. Oh, I'm running out of tape. No, I think I have enough.
Okay.
I have enough for today, but I'm going to need more for tomorrow.
Okay.
So you need to remind me. One of us needs to remember
Truly just.
that Sarah needs more tape for tomorrow.
This
So,
is such a happy card. Barb Hiles really likes your cards, Sarah.
thank you.
It is a happy card.
Okay, so then we fold that in. So I folded my tape tab in, attached it, turn it over. Voila, it works. So if we used the wider bands, it wouldn't really hurt anything. It's just you're going to see a little bit less of each tier. So not tragic, but yeah, they're supposed to be a little bit smaller, and I will talk to them in the back and make sure they get them cut smaller. Although they just kitted a whole bunch of them. Oh. So anyways, these next two I attached with foam tape. Oh, and I'm out of foam tape. I forgot that. Hang on a second. You don't have to go get any, Mom.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
find. I'll get it off the back of my tape gun.
All right.
Maybe. Yeah, foam tape. Maybe you should write a note.
Yeah, I better foam tape. And
Foam tape and ATG tape.
ATG 1/8 inch.
1/8 inch, yes.
Yeah.
So this is desperate times call for desperate measures, people.
That's what's great about moms. Yeah. Thanks for the backups, Susan.
I might just have to stick that one down because I don't feel like struggling with this tape any longer. Okay. Yes, we definitely need foam tape.
Okay. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I just said we definitely need foam tape.
Okay, I got need now.
Okay, so there is our rainbow triple tier slider. Yay!
You have 20 minutes about.
Okay. So then we are going to, and we're not super on a time frame. I just told Ron I'd be home at a certain time. So, but I'm bringing him pie. So if I'm late, it doesn't matter too much.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Indeed.
Okay, so for the next one, we can get out this kit, and actually this one is a pretty fast one. In this kit, you have an envelope. I've got 2 of them, so if anyone's missing an envelope, I have yours. Then you have a scored card, and this is our 100-pound cougar white. Then you have some confetti holographic. Then we have another piece of cardstock. We have a Just Smile, which I did not punch mine out ahead of time. I didn't do my homework. You have a couple gems, and those are to dot your I's. You have these two things, which you're probably like, what are those for? So these are cut out of our die number 033, I believe. It's our word layering die. And it was just to cut like straight strips, you know, so you don't have to worry about cutting strips that are straight. And I'm using it though as a mask. So we're using that to mask it off. And I gave you two of them because, and my die is getting stuck in here. So sometimes when your dies get stuck and it's with metallic paper, you can just kind of peel it off, because you'll peel off the little back layer of it, but it's usually thick that it's okay. Oh, can you write on our list to bring another sheet of the dotted dot adhesive?
Dotted dot adhesive?
Yeah, the micro dot adhesive.
Yep.
So anyways, I gave you two of them because once you use one for too many colors, then it starts to get a little mucky. So I gave you two of them just so you could alternate. Now on here, I did start kind of in the middle. So you're gonna just use this as a mask. And I did hold it in place with tape, because if you hold it in place with tape nice and tight, then you can just slide this up and down. And as you're working with it, you can even hold that in place with like removable tape if you wanted to. But I did start with my yellow because then I could do with one brush, I could do my yellow, orange, and red. It's just you have to watch what size brush you use, because if you use a really big brush, you know, you have to just kind of be careful. And I use my yellow for my big brush, so it's not a huge deal. And so just kind of start with that at whatever angle you want. And start with your yellow, because then you'll do yellow and then you have to move it, so don't tape it down too hard. Or just hold it down with your fingers. And then you're going to move it and get it lined up for the next color. And you could also do this card by cutting strips of paper with this die if you don't want to brush blend. Just throwing that out there too. Since I have my inks, I had to move my card and get it kind of out of the way. So I'm just gonna, and you can brush blend a couple times, get it as dark or as light as you want it. And I'm gonna slide mine all the way out, but see how I get my nice stripe on there? And now when I slide that in, I am going to just line up, oops, I gotta go the other way. Line up the edge of my yellow with the edge. So my yellow is right underneath there at the edge, and now I'm gonna do my orange. And you could have started at the top red. I just kind of did it because then my mask, you know, you can layer your yellow, orange, and red on top of each other without your mask creating too many problems. But I gave you an extra mask because when you start doing green, blue, and like, it just doesn't work so good with going then to pink and purple.
Oh, Lori Moore is missing the sparkle paper.
Oh, I can send you the sparkle paper, Lori. So you just won't be able to put that together. Sorry. But we'll get it to you. My orange probably needs re-inking.
Oops.
So again, as dark or as light as you want. I'm just going to stop because I'm struggling with my orange. And then I'm just going to move it again. And then I can do my red.
Thank you.
Okay, so now my red. Now on your red, since it's on the edge, you want to make sure not to go over the edge of your mask, or especially into your yellow. So you want to be carefuler, is that a word? More careful to stay like on your mask. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the green. So with the green, now I'm actually gonna change my mask because green and red make brown. So that still might be a little bit wet. So I'm gonna change my mask now. You know, and there is that we could turn it over too. And your other option is using removable tape to mask off too. So I'm just going to start with my new mask. Make sure you tape it down really good. And your quicker option if you're making, you know, a lot of cards is just cut strips of paper. That works too. And this die does cut your paper perfectly. So I think it's the word layering die. It doesn't even sound like it's a strip die, but I figured I made that die because on our like step cards, I like to put like little 1-inch strips on it, and it never fails that I end up cutting crooked. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my green. Okay, and then I'm going to move it up and go to my blue. This is where having a bunch of different blending brushes comes in really handy. Every once in a while I make sure I test them. Yep, that one's good. So yeah, if your two masks get mucky, you can always go to a little bit of washi tape too, or removable tape. And you can see I'm not doing my normal big, my normal big swirly motion. I'm just trying to stay more in my mask. My blue is probably a little bit darker than I want, but that's okay. It's my project. Now I'm going to go to my purple. Oh, my purple is, ooh, I wonder if I have another purple. No more purples. Okay, hang on. I might need to prime this one a little bit.
Purple up here.
I was going to grab my darker purple, and then I thought, well, I'll just grab this purple. I didn't do my homework and test my purples. Okay, well, I should have had my violet, or my royal purple. I think this is violet. I think I'm shaking the table a little bit.
Doesn't look shaky on here, at least in my eyes.
How are you guys all doing? Are you still brush blending? You're quiet.
Yeah, they
You're
are.
quiet tonight.
It's Friday, everybody's tired. They're working hard.
Oops, I should have done that one. I missed the end of it. Okay, hang on. Reposition a little. I missed a corner of my paper.
You could also use washi tape.
Yep, washi tape. I got my washi tape here in case I needed it. Because, yeah, if my things get too mucked up, then washi tape works really good. Oh, washi tape for making your rainbow. Yeah. You could do that too.
Susan Prill said she went off her mask. She just flipped it over and started again.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah.
There's always the back to paper. All right, one more, and I'm on to my pink, which I think I am going to switch my mask back to my red one before I go to my pink. Yep, paper has two sides. So you can always muck it up on one side and switch to the other. Okay, I'm on my last one. Hope you guys are close to with me. Oh, this, well, maybe my blending brushes just need to be primed up a little bit here. Oh, this pink is terrible. Okay, people. Hang on. Looking to see if Sarah has another.
You need to be closer to the stamp room.
Yeah. Yeah, my stamp room, or my little studio here might be getting moved closer to my stamp room, which would be super nice. Okay, I'm doing one called Ruby instead of pink because my pink is terrible. And it could be my blending brush. Maybe I used this one in terracotta yesterday. Okay, well, it's not going to be as pink as it should be, but it is what it is, right? It's still a rainbow.
There's no rule.
Yeah, not the pink that I wanted, but you get the idea. So now we're going to assemble our card. So this is just tape on the back of our pieces and then glue or micro dot adhesive on the back of our Just Smile, and then our two gems. And then we are almost done with class for tonight. So I will, after we're done here, you're just going to give me a couple minutes. I'm going to be back on, and like I said, not a big deal, just doing 2 items, but I want to see how the variants work and how you guys are typing them in. So what they tell me is that you'll still type your sold 101. So sold space 101 space and then whatever color you want, or with one item tomorrow, whatever number you want. So we're going to give that a shot tonight. Let's see.
Go rocket. It looks nice. That pink looks nice.
It's not quite the pink I was going for, but it's all right. Now, let's see, I usually keep Post-it notes up here too. Oh, I have Post-it notes. Can you hand me a,
Mm-hmm.
well, or that big blue piece? I just want a scrap piece of paper.
Okay.
I usually keep Post-it notes if I'm gonna be doing wet gluing, because then I can get that dirty. And I don't have my micro dot, because we added that to our list of things we need to bring up to this stamp area, because I have my other stamp area, but it's like a half a mile away. No, not really a half a mile, I'm exaggerating. But it's a good walk. I get a lot of steps in when I have to go back and forth a lot. Which seems like it's been the last few days. And then sometimes I will turn that over on a clean piece of paper and just give it a little push to flatten it, so I don't use my grubby fingers to do it. Yeah, not my preferred method for attaching words. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So-
Another great class. Such cheerful cards. Linda Carnes, thank you.
Hi, Linda. Thank you. Okay, and then we have our dots for our just and our eye and our smile. So yeah, a very simple card, but yeah, it is a cheerful card. So our two cards for tonight were our Just Smile and our Believe in Rainbows. Our triple tier slider and our A2 card. So that takes care of class tonight. Hopefully we will see you in a few minutes. Over and out.